Hey everybody, it's Sadie from Hip in Detroit. I am hanging out at one of my favorite places, the Crowfoot in Pontiac, with one of my favorite artists, James, Reggie and the Full Effect.
Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
So I have loved you for over 10 years. Yeah,
weird.
definitely. No. Promotional copy. What was the first one? 1984 to...
Greatest Hits, 1984.
Yeah, Greatest Hits.
87.
One of the best albums ever. Loved it. Loved to dance to it. Put it on all day today at work, doing my 9-to-5 job. Felt like I was very young and had a really good time. People say that you made those as like a side project, as a joke at first.
It was a joke at first.
It was a joke at first?
Yeah.
Because some of those songs are like...
Well, I mean, it wasn't a joke at first. It just wasn't a serious thing at first.
It was
the jokes
just
came
you were
on
doing
promotional
in spare
copy.
time?
Yeah, it was just something where I was playing drums in a band called Coalesce and then playing keyboards in a band called the Get Up Kids.
Huge fan of both.
Both bands were practicing at my mom and dad's house in Liberty, Missouri. So, and I was working at Pizza Hut, and I would come home from work with this friend of mine named Lance, and I would just start recording to like a 4-track and making these demos.
Is there a big music scene in Missouri?
In Kansas City, yeah, there's tons of bands from Kansas City. There's a lot of bands in St. Louis too. In Liberty, there's 2, but you know, it was just, I don't know. It's a small town. It's a suburb of Kansas City. It's kind of like how Pontiac is.
Did you guys play house
Detroit.
shows and things like that?
In the mid '90s, yeah, like a lot of house shows. But like Get Up Kids, of course, would do house shows kind of all over the United States. So.
Did they do them after bigger shows, or did they do that as their tours?
We would do it sometimes. It just depended on how exhausted everyone was after the show. We'd just show up at like a trailer park and play in a trailer, or a duplex and play.
Man, I would have loved to see that. That's awesome. And so you put out, what, 5 records?
6 records.
6 records now, but 5 and took a break.
Yeah.
And then you just decided, I got to do this one more time?
Well, when I was living in Los Angeles, I had a lot of free time. So I just started writing songs, and by the time I moved back to New York from Los Angeles, like, I have a lot of Reggie songs.
That's awesome.
And it was kind of like, all I need now is like songs about chicken and bacon. And
the new album is called No Country for Old Musicians.
Yeah, because
and
I'm an old musician.
You're an old musician. You're 37.
Yeah.
That's not that old.
I know.
I looked that up and I was like, oh shit, I'm old then.
But it's, you know, trying to like, I'm not a fresh-faced 19-year-old, you know, kid who wants to be in a band and hop in a van and tour for 3 years anymore. It's like, I've done that. And it's just a lot harder to get younger kids into like an older musician.
That's
where
what
it's like
I wanted to ask you.
Fans
when
on.
you do these shows like tonight, is it an older crowd? Is it a younger crowd? Is it a mix of both?
It's a mix.
Because the newer album definitely sounds like something that I think people today are putting out and listening to. Like, I could see a 20-year-old grabbing that and being like,
yeah,
awesome.
There were kids at the Seattle show who were old, or like they were born after I put out Greatest Hits.
That's amazing.
Like some kids that were like 13, 14 years old who were
that's
really
amazing.
into No Country. And
that makes me really happy, because one of the things we do with our website is try to get people to go to shows again, because that's kind of died out in a lot of the younger kids. So that's super important. And then I wanted to ask you, to put out the album, you did a Kickstarter.
Yeah.
So what was your goal of what you had to make for that?
Well, I've made the goal kind of ridiculous. I made it $50,000.
And did you make it?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And I didn't realize that like hoodie prices and T-shirt prices have gone up in like the last 6 years since the last time I did this. So the people who got hoodies and T-shirts and stuff got a real sweet deal.
They got a really sweet deal.
Yeah. No, it ended up being there were 1,200 backers.
Okay.
And 1,200 shipments basically, and it all ended up working out to be like at the end I think it was like $48,000. So all in, it completely covered it.
You covered it.
Yeah.
That's really exciting.
And now I have to have the wonderful time of explaining every single little receipt to the IRS and saying like, no, it wasn't a gift. Like this was business money. Like it's not, you know.
Ooh,
everybody
the
takes
complications of Kickstarter after the fact.
Oh no, it's something that you don't think about because you know it just looks like you got all this money and now you can do whatever you want, and it's like no, like you know Kickstarter takes a percentage. Amazon takes a percentage because they're like the company that works with Kickstarter.
That makes sense.
It's just one of those things where it's like, you know, it's still the music industry, and it's still any kind of creative industry really has that stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's bizarre. But it still got done. That was the important thing of doing it, was to see if people were even interested in me putting out another record.
Apparently they very much were.
Yeah, I was real shocked. I was like, you know, floored with the reception of the new album and just me coming back to doing Reggie. and like how people tell me every night how much they missed it. And
oh God, yes. You don't understand how excited I got today when I was dancing around. I seriously, these are solid albums that held up over time. Like, it's good music, it's good love songs. I wore red because I figured Valentine's Day.
Yeah, yeah.
There's also some good hate songs. I do have to ask you, Boot to the Moon, Jazz Hands.
Right.
Is there a dance that goes with this?
Well,
because
the lyrics
I have
are
a
like,
dance that goes with
step
this.
to the right, step to the left,
Right.
step forward, stepping back, step to the right, step to the left, step forward, now boot to the moon, jazz
Which,
hands.
does that mean to kick your own butt? Because I made up that it did, and I made up a whole dance for it at some point.
That's
in my
awesome.
life. Oh yeah.
I used to kind of do it on stage back in like 2003, but and it was weird because with 6 records I completely forgot about that song, and since the new records like the weird cheesy country theme.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, oh, why aren't we doing Boot to the Moon Jazz Hands?
Oh,
but
that really should be brought out.
I know.
So I'm not going to see it tonight. I heard there might be some blood, though.
Yeah, you saw it.
I heard.
The blood works better when the show has a bathroom that's accessible to wash it off, because if you don't, it gets real sticky.
Yeah.
And gross.
Yeah, I love guar, so I'm a big fan of that whole concept.
It's pretty nasty stuff. It's fun, though. There's nothing like covering yourself in blood and screaming about midgets.
Just don't get it on my hair and we're good.
Yeah, well, like
I might have to stand to the left tonight.
It's actually like with blonde hair, it's kind of cool because it ends up being pink.
Oh yeah, you think I haven't done that?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, well, you blended your hair,
So how many dates are you doing on this tour?
I think there's 35, 36.
And where are you right now in the?
This is the beginning of the end. This is the final cross into Eastern Time Zone.
Okay. So you've been in nice places.
Yeah, we were in the
warm
South.
weather out there.
But we were in the South, and we got to experience the anomaly ice storm in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And the ice storm all the way to Houston, where they shut down the highway and no one knew how to drive in bad weather. And Houston was like 10 degrees.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was weird.
Okay, so it's not just us, Detroit. This is all horrible.
No, the only good weather was like Arizona, or Austin, Arizona, and then Southern California.
Do you know what I would give to feel hot for just 1 second?
I don't know, but then it gets real hot in the summertime.
Yeah,
like, it's annoying.
I live for that shit.
See, I like the cold.
See? All right, well, I really appreciate you talking to me. I can't wait to see you play tonight.
It's going to be a good time.
Check out the new album. Today was my first day listening to it, and I loved it. I'll be honest, I thought to myself, I don't know if I'm still going to like this, and I'm definitely going to buy it. So, Spotify, you sucked me in.
Thanks.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.